Greetings, Questers. I'm here to talk about the new Asset Gallery, version 4.5.0. This Asset Gallery is added as a tool for game masters to be able to organize and hold on to reused assets that you may end up finding useful on maps. To include, maybe just general assets that you want to hold on to so you can share to your group and via the chat system, and just a way to hold on to artwork and movies that can be easily accessed at pretty much any point you want. The major features of the asset gallery are the fact that you can drag and drop images from the asset gallery directly onto maps, as long as you have a map that's in edit mode, as well as being able to open up the asset itself and be able to look at the properties of that, change the name, set its privacy level, and being able to share that with the chat. And you can also technically drag the asset directly into the chat box, and it will give you the command to share that directly to the chat if you want to do it that way as well. Secondarily, I've added 2 new token rings for sci-fi style games. So you have a couple of sci-fi tokens that can now be used for any game that you like. Without further ado, we'll jump into kind of giving an example of how to use the new asset gallery and kind of how it's set up. And so you'll find the asset gallery here under the characters menu, and when you are loading an existing game, there will actually be an importer tool that will be right here, and you can click on the button. It'll import all of your assets and bring everything in from your existing game, and will eventually finish and come out with a look like this. And you'll see all of the existing assets that your game has had up to this point, and you can go ahead and start organizing as you see fit. What I've done here is just kind of started a new game, just so I can give an example of how this is set up for new people. And you can come straight in here, and you can start to see that I have a group section of folders and a section of assets. Each of these has a couple of menu options for the folders. You can collapse the folder if you want. Same thing with the assets. And you can add a folder to give yourself any space that you want to be able to organize. Like I said before, organization with a lot of assets is a really handy thing to have. When you are trying to add an asset, the thing to do is to come to this Add Asset under your Assets menu here, and you can simply pick from a list of assets from any location. And let me quickly find the folder. And I've found a folder for me. And oftentimes you can find assets out on the web, and a lot of free assets that you can use to import to kind of spice up your maps and kind of bring a little bit of customization, which is we've talked about in some of the other map videos. And what you can simply do is you can open up your folder, and you can come and you can multi-select all of these. And what you'll see is when you go to do this, this is going to simply start uploading all of those assets, and it's going to dump them right inside of my root folder here. You can go to any folder you want, and it will add it to the folder that you have currently active. And so as it adds all these assets, you'll see how quickly it loads. And what I can do here is I can actually, let's maybe talk about some junk. We'll make a new folder. We'll open the folder settings to change the name, and we'll call it Sci-Fi Junk. We're going to save this and close it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this folder and to the root folder, and we'll do a multi-select, and we'll just actually grab all of these new assets that we just picked up, and maybe we'll just grab only the junk stuff. We'll quickly select everything, quite a bit. And from here, we can actually take this, and I don't believe there'll be too much more. Yep. All right. And so from here, I can just take this and drag this right in front of the sci-fi junk folder. And that'll quickly just move everything. And using the multi-select, it's a really easy way to manipulate this. Oh, looks like I missed one. So you can see I'll just undo the multi-select and I can just drag it right onto it and it'll move it. And this is a great way for you to start to organize. And now when I come into this folder, you'll see all my items are here that I need. And if I want to, I can start dragging these items right onto my map. And this is a really handy tool for being able to manipulate my maps in a very succinct way. And so we'll keep the aspect ratio holding the control key. Maybe we'll move this over here and add some junk. We'll add junk pile to this over here. And so literally with just a couple of clicks and some uploads, I now have some very easy map tooling that will let me modify all my maps. And I can go back. I can come in here and maybe say, you know what, I don't want, maybe I don't want this plant. I could come in here, I could delete it if I wanted to. Oh, I have a wire fence. Maybe I'll actually drag that up. If I drag all the way to the top, it'll scroll up. And then I can just drop it right in my junk. And so then again, I have all this available. And so that's pretty much what the asset gallery is for, is to give you the ability to have all of your assets in one given location so you can easily manipulate how they're brought onto the map. You can also use the multi-select system to actually multi-select items, and you can drag them onto the map, and it will place all of them. And so now I can actually move each individual one. And so you'll see how easy it is to kind of start adding your own stuff to the maps. And on top of that, I can actually take an image and I can drag it. I can do two things to put it into the chat window. I can either open it and I can click this share to chat button, and that will just place it right there for me. And I can also just drag it right down to my chat bar. And what it will do is this will actually create a command that's available. And it's just a text-based command that I can put in, and I can place the image and I can just hit enter and it will immediately just post that as a chat item. You can choose either way, but both are useful. And from there, it allows you to kind of make your assets your own. To follow up on some of the other features that are around it are any image or any character or any object in the game, whether it's a map or a journal entry or an item, an action, whatever, every time that you use this image property and you upload a new image, and I'll show how that works. Maybe we'll make a new character real quick. And so let's make our space elf. We'll use our normal image here. And when I save this, it will actually, you'll see the image uploader and it will upload. And if I go back to the asset gallery, you'll see that it actually added my asset directly to my folder. From a player standpoint, they won't see these changes and they won't see this update. But you will as the game master, and you can choose to do how you want. And so you could take this and maybe just move it to the characters folder, and maybe this is an easy way for you to categorize some of your things. But again, the root folder is where everything will get dumped when it's uploaded to the system, and you can choose to where it goes. Where it goes doesn't affect any of the other items or the systems or the journals or anything like that. But that's the way that you can kind of manage and maintain that. From that perspective, the organization is really up to the game master and how this is used. And each one of these folders, as well as assets, they have their own privacy settings. And these settings are actually for some future features that will be implemented relatively soon. And it's so that when you choose what their privacy level is, the feature that's coming will be things like, if I want to give let's say maybe I make an item, and as I go to add an item, I want to pick an image. There will be a way for me to actually pick a pre-uploaded image from the asset gallery rather than having to upload my own. And so that'll be a great way for you to be able to have icon sets or icons for weapons and all kinds of stuff available, and then you can just pick one from your gallery and you don't have to worry about finding a good image online or something like that. And so that's basically how the asset system is set up now. The final thing is that with characters, you can actually come in here now and the new frames that are available, you edit your frame style, and you come in and towards the end, you'll actually see that there's two new pointers. One is for the hexagonal grids and one is for the round tokens. And then I can come take a look at my new frames, and I have this new sci-fi frame, and then I have this one. And so you can pick those as your frame for your token. I'll save that. And then I can drag it right onto the map. And there you go. Here's your new sci-fi token set. I'll even go ahead and change the other one so you can see it. I'll change the frame to this one. Save it. And there you go. There's your new token frames. Well, thanks for stopping by and keep questing.